Hi everyone, this is Chi-townTraci with Art Attack. I was just trying to do a domino tutorial and I'm not sure how well it went, so I'm going to try to do it over again and not so much detail. So what I did was, this is a domino book for Inspire, Laugh, Create. I am hosting a domino, an Antoinette Domino Book challenge. So this is what I created for one. So this is more like a book. And this one is more accordion style. So there's images on both sides. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to have some images. I was lucky enough to get some. Cody shared some of hers with me because I didn't have any. So these are from jleeloo.com. Can you guys see that? jleeloo.com. So you can download digital images, or you can just go online and snip and make your own. So what I did was I cut them out. Then I used my this kind of fell off. I used my crop-a-dial, and I once they're cut, then I rounded the corners. Okay, so just cropped them, rounded the corners, and then I inked them all. And then if I was going to add stickles or anything, I prepped them so I could put them right in. And I prepped them because I wanted them to dry, because when I'm making my book, I get impatient. I want to just keep going, and you can't do that when you have wet stickles. So this is how the image looks before you put it on. So, and then you can ink it with whatever you want. I used my mini inker with walnut stain for that one. And then the other one I used evergreen bow, and where I used the evergreen was because I used the evergreen distress paint. I'm sorry, I'm trying to put these away. The evergreen distress paint on it. So I wanted to use the matching ink. And what I love about these are you just kind of dab it you dab it all over the domino. So after I did first I did this because I wanted this to dry. So I painted my domino, let it dry, and then while I was letting it dry, I cut out my images. So what you should do is, on my second one, I kind of sanded it down so it absorbed the paint a little bit better. And I just dabbed it on. And with this one, I used the pink, but I thought the pink was too bright. So then I gessoed it over it and used some walnut stain on this one. Okay, so now what you're going to need to make your book is, I used a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. What I did was I cut off 2 inches, because 2 inches is exactly the size of your domino. So you do a width of 2 inches. And since this is an 8.5 length, I cut it down to 8. Then I scored it at every inch. So 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, all the way to 8. And then you just kind of do an accordion fold. Now here again, you could either curve your edges or leave them straight. What I did was I curved both edges for the accordion and just one edge for the book. So when you ink this, you can ink it all the way down, and then you want to remember to ink in between. Okay, so if you're doing a book, what you're going to do is, this piece is going to be glued onto the book, and then you're going to tape this peak together, so it is a page, this page together, and then this page together, and then this one will be glued down to your other domino, and that will make your book. Now, so you will need, let's see, You'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 images for the book, plus your one that's on top of your domino. For your accordion, you're going to need 8 on this side, because you're going to want to fill it this way, because this is going to get glued to your domino here, and this is glued to your domino here. But on the back side, since these are glued to the domino, you only need 6. So, so once you glue those together, then, you know, once you glue your book together, you can add your images and then ink the edges and then glue that to your book. Now, if you're making a book, you want to make sure you add in your closure before, so your ribbon or your seam binding in between the domino and the book. Same in the front. Now here you can see I used one of Alicia's metals, and I used like a cameo bezel or setting, or whatever you want to call it, and I cut this image out with my handy dandy Elizabeth Craft fussy cutters, and then I glued it on with glossy accents, and then I glossy accented over it, and then I added some rhinestones around it. And you could see I did trim down the metal, and when I was drying the metal, I used a binder, a clippy, to hold it down so it gets really tight and secure. So that's it for this. Pretty easy. You just got to remember to put your seam binding in. Now this one's a little bit different. So you glued on. Now you can't do the same closure just because it is accordion. So this one, the closure actually goes under the front image. So you're going to glue it in. So what you want to do is you want to add 8 images to the front and then 6 in the back, and then you take the one that doesn't have an image and glue it to your domino. I use glossy accents to glue it down. Then you can decorate any way you want. I used a trim from Michael's and then put this seed bead trim that I have over it. It's kind of a pain because the seed beads always fall off, but I figured that's on the bottom and I glued it a little heavily on the bottom. But this is also a domino image. I just added some vintage flowers, a little butterfly that I got from my new punch. This is a little heart I got from Alicia, and these are just some rhinestones. I think they're for nails. I got it from eBay. So, and this is my new punch. You guys probably have seen this, but it makes those tiny little butterflies. I really like those butterflies. So again, let me show you. I'm sorry if I was out. Just tired from. I made a whole tutorial and I was like, no, this is not cutting it. So I had to do it this way. So maybe one day I can do a better step-by-step tutorial. Again, the measurements for the paper are 2 inches wide, 8 inches long. And you what I'm trying to think, and you score it, that's the word, score, and you score it every inch. So this just gets tied like this. So I think it came out really cute. And here's the book again. And it doesn't always come out perfect, the glossy accents, but I thought it made it look a little vintage, the air bubbles. So here's this one. I prefer the book, but I wanted to do an accordion so you guys could see the accordion as well. The back is plain. And remember, the seam binding is between the inside image and the domino. So this one ties like this. And I love using seam binding because it's just so easy. You get so much of it, and you can dye it any color you want. And how I dyed this one is I used my Evergreen Bog ink pad, and I followed a tutorial that Rosemary Bustillos at 5 Crafts taught me while I watched it. And you just spray your craft mat with water. Here's my water. You just spray it with water. Here's some seam binding that I've already dyed. And you just kind of wet your seam binding. You put your ink on your craft mat. Spray it with water. Rub your seam binding in it. You can wet your seam binding more. I'm doing it really fast. I think I've dyed this seam binding like 3 times already. So just, and then just rub your seam binding in it. It's really easy. You always get a perfect match, whatever color you want. And then it just wipes up. And then you use your heating tool to dry it. And you crunch it and you dry it. I'm just going to put that off to the side. But that is my really short tutorial. I did a longer one. Did not work out, didn't like it. So this is my shorter version. And here are my dominoes. Yeah, and if you guys would like to be part of a crafting group, come and join us at Inspire, Laugh, Create. We do accept new members on Mondays. So if you try to join on a Thursday, Rosemary usually does everybody at one time on a Monday. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.